You will see these signs right before you meet the love of your life. This could include getting back together with your ex, manifesting somebody completely new, somebody you haven't even met yet, or a person of interest that you've had your eye on. Fellow masters, I got plenty of videos already on this YouTube channel. How to manifest a specific person or the love of your life. But people often ask me, Kurt, how would I know when it's about to happen? Is there anything I can do to speed it up? And the answer to both of those questions is there will be signs, and yes, you can speed it up. Let me share some examples with you. When I was in my 30s, I manifested a specific person, and I actually kept getting other interesting synchronicities and manifestations that kind of go along with that, even after the fact. And I didn't even know what I was doing. This was before my spontaneous spiritual awakening happened. Later, after my awakening, I've thought back about that experience when I manifested a specific person and all the signs and synchronicities that came along with it. And I realized I did that. Son of a gun. Because you guys, I was heavily focused on this and it just showed up like magic. So here's what I was after: a beautiful Russian woman or Ukrainian. And I know that's kind of a controversial thing right now, but I don't care about the government. Everybody knows governments are corrupt. They're all like that. That's not what I'm focused on. I was focusing on the culture, the language, the food, the kind of the way of doing things. You know, some of you watching, you might not realize this, but American men, we like Eastern European women, Russian women, we like them a lot. I don't know. It's the accent. It's their style. You know, they can't do anything without wearing their stilettos and lipstick and, I don't know. It's just a thing. Well, guys, I was deeply infatuated with a particular Russian model. Again, this was in my 30s, mid 30s. And actually, I think she was Ukrainian. But Ukraine, Russia, the cultures, the women, the customs, there's some crossovers. Um, they're unique in their ways, but what I'm thinking of was this particular type of person. Okay. So that's what I was focused on, kind of that part of the world, Eastern Europe, Russia, and in particular, a couple of models from there. And I became so enamored with Russian women and Ukrainian women that I even started learning Russian. I downloaded an app on my phone to learn Russian. I learned the Cyrillic alphabet. I joined a local, um, like a Russian meetup group, like people that would be having dinners and stuff. And I would practice Russian on them. I learned about their food and their customs and their music. And I also made a playlist about this particular Russian, actually, she was Ukrainian, this model that I was enamored with, infatuated with. And this all seems kind of silly until the thing actually shows up, right? But I did. I made like mixtapes, mix CDs, and I would imagine myself giving it to her, okay, and talking to her and spending time with her, and I would visualize this, and I made myself feel like I was actually there. What I'm always telling you guys, every law of attraction teacher is going to be telling you this. And here's the thing: I did this for about a year, maybe 18 months. Now, I know that sounds like a long time, but hear me out. During that 18 months, I started to see signs. But at the end of the 18 months, this woman shows up. I couldn't even believe it. And it wasn't at the Russian meetup group. I mean, they were all married and stuff. Those were just, some people I had dinner with. I'm talking about a Russian woman, new hire, where I was working. Her cubicle was right outside my office. And I'm complete stranger. I would just walk by her cubicle and she would look at me and smile and say hello. She didn't do that to any of the other guys. I noticed because she was sitting right outside my office. I'm the only guy that she would acknowledge and want to talk to. And after a few days, she made it perfectly clear what she wanted. She wanted a date and she wanted a relationship. She didn't even beat around the bush. She told me flat out what she wanted from me. And guys, she was beautiful. I was in my mid 30s. I think I was 36 or 37. And she was 23, I think. A lot younger, 23, 24. And super feminine. Your typical Russian woman, she would wear like a nice dress every day, high heels, makeup. She was gorgeous. Oh my. Okay. During the 18 months while I was doing these manifestation practices, which I didn't realize that's what I was doing, I was just kind of living out a silly fantasy. And I knew it was ridiculous at the time. Or was it? Because now that I know what I know, I realize, yeah, that's how the law of attraction works. You have to trick your subconscious mind into believing that these things are really going on right now. And that's exactly what I was doing. I got a whole bunch of signs and synchronicities. I started to attract to me Russian artifacts, a Ukrainian flag. People would offer me, like one person offered me a compact disc of Russian music, just a complete stranger on the street. People would invite me out to go eat Russian cuisine with them. I would just come across Russian artifacts left and right. People would want to talk to me about Eastern European women, Russian women, Ukrainian women. I just kept Russia, everything, all the time, everywhere. It was unbelievable. And it's not like I was seeking these things out. If I could tell you each and every story of each and every synchronicity, the way that they unfurled, those things found me. And then on top of all that, there was so much momentum that I even had a person, just a complete random person, that I hired on the internet to clean my house. They call it Craigslist here in the United States, right? Craigslist, it's like a place, it's like a free marketplace. You can go and sell things. It's like a garage sale, online garage sale, but you can sell services too. I hired somebody to come clean my house and they didn't have their name. It was just the name of their company, right? It was a group of Russian women showed up at my house. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So, what is it going to look like right before the lover of your life shows up, or your ex, or whoever it is that you're trying to manifest into your life? I think you got a pretty good idea. There will be signs, my friend. What if you're trying to manifest somebody from another state? You live in California and there's a long lost love of yours who lives in Ohio. You probably start seeing Ohio artifacts everywhere. I mean, this is real, you guys. Feeling is the secret. That's all I was doing. Again, I would play out these made up scenarios. Like I was having a conversation with her, this Russian model. Um, and I made her like little mix CDs and I would pretend to have like a meal with her. I mean, for an adult man to be doing that is pretty weird. But now that I look back, it's like, I'm glad that I did that. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you guys this stuff, but guys, it worked. And not only that, but again, the woman that I was infatuated with, the model was a model. She was beautiful. The woman that showed up, the real Russian woman that showed up, she was beautiful and she was young. Not too young. I mean, 24, that's kind of my limit, I think, for a guy that's in his mid 30s. That's probably a good place to stop, right? But that's exactly what happened. So, guys, be on the lookout. If you're doing your manifesting routine consistently and you're doing it right, there will be signs. So, there you go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.